Oh, good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for joining as we take this moment to go inward and nurture our relationship with God. Those were the words that kept coming to me this morning. That's the focus for our meditation today. It's nurturing our relationship with God. So I wanted to share with you just recently, we have meditations here at the monastery twice a day where we come together for meditation in the morning and then again later in the day, late afternoon, sort of early evening. And then we flow on to talking about functions and just joining in mind, having a clearing session in the morning for everyone to heal and share what's in their heart. And the goal, of course, is to have the opportunity to be transparent and bring anything to the light that's disturbing peace of mind, to feel truly at home, one with one another, and ready to start the day with forgiveness at the forefront. So, but as we've been joining in these meditations lately, I just said this morning after our meditation, it's like, wow, it feels really hard to come out, to come back. Like I literally have to say to myself, okay, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Come on, you can do this. Open your eyes. And the other day, after our afternoon meditation, I just dropped into a state of, it's an Indian term, samadhi. And I've had times in the spiritual journey where that's happened. I've just found myself dropping into a state where I literally can't move. I physically can't move my body. And in mind, I'm very aware, very present, very aware of what's happening around me. I can hear everything. I have a sense of what's happening. And yet there's just having dropped into this state of such deep surrender, it's just as if the Holy Spirit, you may have heard the analogy of the Holy Spirit having the crossbow. Like, until we get into A Course in Miracles or really become aware of asking the Holy Spirit to guide us, the ego has the crossbow and is basically operating, our mind, our life. And then more and more, we're going through this transfer from having the ego in charge and operating us to having the Holy Spirit be the puppeteer. So the Holy Spirit is the one, moving us, telling us what to do, where to go, and literally operating us as if we're a puppet on the Holy Spirit's strings. And that's really what we want. We want to be guided by love, guided by the Holy Spirit. And so what I've found with meditation, of course, as part of a pathway, like a huge part of our pathway with the Course, is it's about forgiveness, and it's about using all of the relationships in our life for forgiveness, to see them as mirrors showing us what we believe. And as we become more aware of our perception and our personal interpretation, and we practice with forgiveness to keep giving it to the Holy Spirit, to see our brothers differently and to learn of this purpose, the Holy Spirit's purpose for our relationships and the world. And we surrender our personal or egoic purposes for the world and accept the Holy Spirit's purpose, it is a complete relinquishment of personal control. And so this, as well as meditation, which true meditation and true prayer is a relinquishment. It's a mind watching and a mind training to choose to allow thoughts to be seen and released, and to keep choosing to come inward and let go and come to God with wholly empty hands. And so it's very natural as we go through this surrender process to end up in a state of being that becomes more and more natural and more accepted, where there is no personal control, including over the physical moving. So when this first happened to me, I was quite scared. I was like, oh my God, because I could still think. And I was sitting there, I was like, oh, whoa, what if I want to move? What if I need to move? And so I'm just sitting there completely paralyzed physically, but having this inner dialogue with the Holy Spirit. So I noticed these thoughts. And then I go, oh, but do I want to move? Well, no, of course I don't. Where would I want to go right now? This is where I want to be. But I could see the thought, but what if I need to move? And again, I just ask the thought, do I need to move? No. Okay. Just allow myself to be. Allow myself to completely surrender to there is nowhere else to go. Right now, I am completely safe. And this is actually what I've been going towards all of this time. This is what I've been wanting all of this time. To be freed of this egoic need to move, need to do, all need that is coming from responsibility in some way for being a person in this world. So if this begins to happen to you through your devotion to surrendering personal will, if you find yourself dropping into deeper states where you just feel like you don't want to move or you can't move, consider me your cheerleader. Just know that I'm with you in full support, and that this is truly what we want. And in all of my experiences of having mystical experiences, not just in meditation, but at other times, they've always happened at such a time and in such a place where I'm completely safe. And it is completely safe that I don't need to be in charge or in control of anything. It doesn't happen when I'm driving a car. It's much more likely to happen when I'm sitting on a couch or I'm taking a walk through a park or I'm holding someone's hand. Because this is really the ultimate lesson that we're learning is, of myself I can do nothing, but through me my Father does all things. And so it is scary to the ego, to completely surrender to that. And Jesus does give us a heads up in the Course, in the self-concept versus self section, where he says there's nothing that the world is more afraid to hear than this. And so this is what we're facing, is I do not know the thing I am. I do not know where I'm going, or how to look upon the world or upon myself. That is the most frightening thing to the ego. I do not know what I'm doing, where I'm going, how to look upon the world or on myself. And then Jesus comes in and with this beautiful line where he says, but in this learning is salvation born. Because what you are will tell you of yourself. What we are tells us of ourselves. So it comes from within. Who we are is Christ. Who we are is the love of God. Who I am is the peace of God. So it's a merge that's happening. It's a merge that's happening. So we're no longer looking outside for it. And we're no longer looking to find it, to be shown it, to do, to be a person in this world. As if that somehow can tell us who we are. It's through forgiveness that who we are reveals from within. And from there, then it is reflected. From there, it is witnessed. We witness Christ and our brothers. We see reflections of the love of God and the joy of God. And our purpose, being forgiveness, is always coming from our state of mind. And then what we do is integrated. It is our function in terms of practical function, our special function. But we're not doing to find ourselves in the world, to find our place, to find our personal special inspiration in the world. It comes from being guided by Spirit. It comes from this desire to serve God, to be with Spirit, to follow the Holy Spirit's guidance. And more, this one purpose, this one singular focus, whether we're active or still, it tells us who we are. I am my function. I am my purpose. I am this moment because I am Spirit. Okay, so if at the end of our 20 minutes, if I'm unable to come out of meditation and you start to get a sense of how long have we been here for, you know what's going on. But it's likely the Holy Spirit will move me and be able to push the buttons to be able to unmute and ring the bell. But yes, thank you for being in full support. I'm very grateful. Okay, so just sit so you're comfortable and close your eyes if you'd like to. And just take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, just notice any thoughts, any tension in your mind, or any physical tension. Just willing to let it go. And again, take another deep breath. And in the exhale, just willing to let go. And just allow yourself to be here. Just notice any thoughts that arise at any time. And without trying to control the thoughts or judge the thoughts in any way as being helpful or unhelpful, as being from ego or spirit. For the purpose of this meditation, we just see all thoughts as the same. Just willing to notice them and offer them to the Holy Spirit as a way of letting them go. Any thoughts about sounds in your environment? Any thoughts about your physical comfort or discomfort? Any thoughts about your mind, your ability to meditate? Just treat them all as the same. Just notice and give them to the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is the healer, the light in our mind. And allow yourself to sink inward, welcoming the peace of God to surround you, to hold you. And we are joined together. We are joined together in our desire to be here, for our mind to be still, to be with God. Together we welcome resting in God. We are available to God. In welcome of God. Just allow yourself to drop deeper, knowing there is nowhere else to be. There is nothing more important than being right here, right now. Thank you, everyone. Mm. Mm. Thank you, thank you. It is such a gift, it is such a gift to open to that. I do not know the thing I am. Like, there's actually our joy. Like, imagine if you couldn't judge yourself. Wouldn't that just be lovely? If you couldn't judge yourself, if you were incapable of judging yourself as getting it right, getting it wrong, succeeding or failing. What if it was impossible to know even where you are on your journey, whether you're, and Jesus comes in and says, yeah, actually, in your state, you don't even know the difference between advances and retreats. It says you can't even tell the difference. You sometimes what you think are your greatest advances are actually just pride coming in. He doesn't use those exact words in that phrase in the course, but I'm kind of clued into that's exactly what's going on every time we think we're, getting somewhere in terms of the self, and then sometimes he says you think that you're going backwards and you're retreating, and it's the opposite. You're actually going deeper, and you're now ready to face going through some deeper layers of healing in the mind and going through darkness to the light, which the ego always judges as failure, with its ideas of you're meant to be happy, it's meant to look a certain way. So it's a relief. It's such a relief. And then in the end, it is our greatest joy to not be able to judge the thing I am and how to look upon the world. Like, imagine if that's even beyond personal ability. Imagine even that you're incapable of even knowing how to look upon the world. Then that means you'd be completely dependent on the Holy Spirit's perception and on the Holy Spirit to interpret for you. So this is what we're surrendering to. It's a constant surrender to you show me, you tell me, you guide me. And letting this direction, this compass truly come from within. That's guiding and directing. As we stay joined together and truly knowing that our only goal is the peace of God, because it gives us everything that we truly want. Okay, much love, everyone. Have a beautiful day or evening or week. Thank you.